I always feel like I'm shouting. Alright, how's it going? I'm that ginger photographer. Today's video is going to be all about how I started with my photography business, how I started my photography business, how I got work in the door, and how I got some money when I was very first starting out with photography as a career. So when I first started out, I tried covering all bases. I still do as a backup, but I went down all the paths of family photography, commercial photography, wedding photography, and these kind of little tips, these little nuggets of wisdom from your favorite ginger nugget, you'll be able to apply them to your business. But these are just some of the things that I done when I first started out, and what worked. I'm not going to tell you a lot of tips that didn't work for me. These are what I put in place, and the work came in, and it just kept coming in over all the years. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing I want to talk about, it might get some other photographers back that are seasoned, have been in the job for a while, but I want to talk about competitions. Nothing wrong with running competitions, especially when you're first starting out. You haven't got a huge portfolio when you first start out, so running some competitions is just going to help you out. It's going to help build your portfolio. It's going to get you some work that you'll be able to show on social media, on your website, whatever it is. And some of those winners might turn into paying clients down the road. So competitions are the first thing that I've done. More specifically, I ran competitions in family photography. I'm going to tell you the little thing that I've done, but this would also work in commercial photography as well. You could definitely apply this to any genre of photography that you want to apply it to. Genre, I said that very fancy there. So all I done was I run a competition on, say, Facebook for about a week where they can win a family photography shoot, and they get one print free with that shoot. Loads of people enter. How do they enter? They go onto the website, fill a little form in, name, where would you like the shoot taking place, on a beach, etc. Multiple choice options. And then I just went through, found the ones that I'd like to work with because it sounded pretty cool, and I gave those guys free shoots. Done the photo shoot, they got a free print. That was their reward for being a part of the competition, for winning the competition. And then they just got a link, which was a link to the gallery with all the pictures on. So they chose the print that they wanted. They also had the option to buy the rest of the images, whether that be print, whether it be digital download. They could buy them if they wanted to. And 90% of the winners from those photography shoots did buy more images. 90% of them spent about £200 or whatever that is in dollars. But most of them spent more money with me, which was an absolute bonus considering it was a free competition. They got a free print. It could have gone the other way, and sometimes it did. You got to take the wins with the losses. Sometimes the people only took the free print and that was it. They didn't want any more, but 90% of them bought a load of images. And I also made sure that they knew before the family shoot took place that once the images were taken, whether they bought them or not, I'd be able to use them for advertising, for Facebook, for social media, because that's what it was at the end of the day as well. It was portfolio building for me. I didn't have a whole lot of family shoots on my website, so I wanted more images of families on there. So that was part of the reason to run these competitions, build the portfolio, get people on board and make some money from it. Plus, when you stick one of their family images on your Facebook page or your Instagram, you can tag them in it. The friends and family will see it, they'll like it. It's bringing more customers, more people to your page. And as I said, you could absolutely apply that to any other type of photography you wanted to apply it to. You could do that with restaurants if you wanted to get into some food photography. You could run a competition where all the local bars or restaurants in your area can then win a free photo shoot. They probably wouldn't be happy with just a print of a bowl of soup that you took, so you might have to give them some digital images with that, but you could definitely do it in a way where they could win 10 of the images and have the option to buy the rest of the images. If you do a great job, they'll probably want to buy them all for their own social media, so it's definitely worth doing that, definitely worth looking into, and it's a great way of building your portfolio as well. Really quick reminder, guys, if you're enjoying this video, if you found something useful, I'd absolutely love it if you could subscribe. You don't have to, but I'd love you if you do. So the second thing I'd done when I first started out to try and get some money in from the photography was to approach people on LinkedIn. Didn't do this a whole lot, I'll be completely honest. It wasn't like I was sitting there all day every day. There's a lot of people in professional roles that are just using mobile phone images of themselves, and I just sent them a message if they were local in the area, and I just sent them a friendly short message that just said, "Hi, I'm local, I offer headshots, they're like 50 quid, they're 20 minutes, set up on location at your place of work or at your home, wherever it is," and it's as easy as that. A few people took that up. I wasn't a millionaire overnight by doing it, but headshots were a great way of just getting in front of people. Again, if you do a great job on that, other people in their business might get in touch. Can I have what he had? So just scroll through your LinkedIn for people that are in great roles, top roles, looking professional, but they're just using a mobile phone, snap themselves on their LinkedIn profile image, and just make sure they know it's just a short shoot. These people don't want an hour and a half, 2 hour shoot of themselves, and they're not expecting that for £50, £60. So just have a look through LinkedIn and you'll probably start to notice people standing out that should have professional quality headshots. You can be the one to do them. Is that in the shot? Can you tell I'm British? So the third thing, I've got my legs wrapped around the tripod, so I'm sorry if I keep knocking, I don't know why I've done that. So one of the third things I've done when I started out in photography, this is mainly aimed towards wedding photography now. I started second shooting and assisting other photographers, an amazing way to get experience. A couple aren't paying you thousands of dollars to be there all alone and not really knowing what you're doing because it's your first, second, third wedding. So second shooting, assisting other photographers whose work you admire, reaching out to them and saying, hey, absolutely love your work. This isn't a copy and paste message. I'll be completely honest, it's quite likely the first few times you do this, you're going to be doing it for free because the person's probably taking a chance on you. You just being a beginner, you're just starting out without a lot of weddings under your belt. You're gaining experience from this. So to pay you as well, it's probably not going to happen. It might happen. There might be somebody lovely out there that wants to give you some money as a thanks for coming along. But it's an amazing way of just getting experience. You take them pictures and then you're done with them as well. You can just hand them over. You don't even have to edit them. It's just money for doing it that day. So it's a great way of getting experience, also making some money as you get more experience down the line. And it's a great way of just meeting, networking, and just being on the radar of other suppliers, other photographers who, if they can't do a wedding down the line, they might pass it to you because they know you're good and you've second shot for them, vice versa. And it becomes a lovely relationship for the years to come. So second shoot and just reach out and touch faith. Reach out to other photographers that you like and whose work you admire and that you'd love to work with, and just drop them a nice, friendly, personalized message. So the last thing I'd done when I started out in, this is wedding photography again, the last tip, the last piece of advice, wedding photography. Once I'd got that kind of experience, once I had that confidence and I knew I wanted to do it and I wanted to build my portfolio, this is the main thing that I've done on social media. And not all photographers will agree with it. I'll absolutely point that out. Not all photographers think this is a good idea because they think you're cheapening the market. But everybody's got to start somewhere. I'm a big believer in everybody's got to start somewhere. Not every couple's going to pay somebody to come and take photos when they haven't got any photos to show them. So how do you show that? How do you show you can do it? Well, I'm going to tell you now. So I'd set up a page on my website. It was a landing page. It had questionnaire on it. It had all the details of the wedding day, couple, place, tell me about the wedding day. I'd then run an advert on Facebook, like 50 quid over a week, win your wedding photography. Doesn't sound nice to some photographers, I know that. It doesn't sound great to me now, but everybody's got to start somewhere. So what I'd do, I'd run a Facebook advert, say 50 quid, 100 quid over a week, over the 2-week period, win your wedding photography, and a little bit of information about it. Win your wedding photography, no catch, I'll come, I'll be there for 10 hours, however long. There'd be a link back to my website. It had those forms in it. I just wanted them to fill it in and I'd pick the ones that were more suited to me. That advert was targeted. So if you look, there's plenty of YouTube videos about targeting Facebook ads, I'm sure. So it'd be a certain age range. It was within a certain area so that I wasn't travel hundreds of miles to shoot the wedding. And it was just targeting certain interests as well. So movies, music, tattoos, kind of that alternative vibe, which was, movies aren't alternative, I know that. But it was kind of setting away with the audience already. I knew it'd be the type of wedding that I want to photograph just from who I was targeting. As soon as I went through all the forms, all the details on there, right, this is the wedding that I want to photograph. So those are the people that I chose, most suited to me. And I also tried to pick a wedding that was going to be happening soon, because you got to remember with wedding photography, it's a slow burner. You could book one wedding now, your first wedding booking, but it could be in 2 years' time. You're not going to have any more photos to show for the next 2 years until you photograph that wedding. So I tried to pick a wedding that was happening soon. And as soon as that wedding was shot, it was all over my social media, tagged everybody in it, it was all over my website. And I let that couple know as well that by winning the competition, I was going to be using all of the wedding images, because fair's fair. If I'm shooting a full day for free, I'm going to be posting them pictures everywhere. So when you're wedding photography, some people might not like it, some people might not think it's a great idea, but it definitely works, no doubt about that. I think I gave away three win your wedding photographies. One of them wanted me for the next day as well, so I charged a few hundred quid, I think it was about 500 quid, to shoot that next day as well, which was like the after party the next day. So win your wedding photography on one day, still made 500 quid for sticking around the next day as well. So it definitely works, definitely helps build your portfolio, and it doesn't even have to be your first wedding as well. If you fancy just sprucing up your portfolio a little bit, you've already done some weddings but not really the style that you want, give away a competition, win and choose a couple that is the style that you want, you can then start to go in that direction because you'll be showing what you want to shoot with your work, with your pictures that you've got. Amazing, guys. I know that was probably quite a lot of information to take in. There was only 4 tips there, but I did go quite deep on some of them. I hope you found it useful. If you did, I'd absolutely love a like on this video. If you could subscribe, you don't have to, that's up to you, but I love you forever if you do. And I'll see you in the next video. I love you so much. Inception. Love you, bye.